All right, I'm kind of in and out of the sun here. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening? It's me, Lori Nathurda, and I will be joined by Dipo in just a short bit here as he's in transit. Haven't heard again this week from Regina. She was, well, for today anyway. Our update for you is that it was supposed to close on the place to move into and get things wrapped up on Monday. So we were hoping that that would happen, but now I haven't heard back to see about today and her running around. There is a time difference, of course, for Dipo, for myself, and for her. So that makes it kind of tricky to get all of us together in one spot. But we did promise that we'd meet you at this time, and we did say we were going to do the part 2 on rapport, which also includes responsiveness and relationship. So first of all, you're tuning in and wondering who I am and who Dipo is and who Regina is, and I want to share just a little bit about myself. You've heard my story, those of you who know me, but my background is in fitness and nutrition. Just love food, so if you're around me very long, you'll hear all about food, or I'll be asking you about it, right? But I was in the fitness industry doing water aerobics, teaching swim lessons, doing land aerobics, doing step aerobics, doing kick aerobics. You know, when I was younger, it was all aerobics, a lot of strength training, a lot of weightlifting. You know, it was cool. We didn't have the, yoga wasn't as big of a push when I was in the fitness industry, you know, growing up and through, well, really into my 30s. So did a lot of like conditioning classes, really hardcore stuff, and that was when, you know, the thing was to work out for like, I don't know, 45 minutes to 2 hours, you know. And now studies have shown that 20 minutes is amazing. If you can get 15, 20 minutes in, you're doing awesome. And I absolutely believe that that's true. So anyway, in the industry, you know, you can only have so many people that you get to be a personal trainer for. At that time, I knew I wanted to the reality was I wanted to teach more people. I actually enjoyed being up in front of, you know, 50 women and, you know, helping them to get fit and helping them to remember to breathe and helping people to move, because movement is really an awesome thing. I also love children, but I knew that I wanted to reach out to more people. I knew there was something more for me, so I went back to school to continue in nutrition and was working towards becoming, in that time, they didn't even exist, now they do, but I was going to be, you know, a naturopathic, you know, pediatrician. That was the goal, and so I pursued that as well. And along the way, I just knew I wanted to work from home, and started building a website, trying to figure out SEO, HTML. Thanks to WordPress, it made it a little bit simpler. Had a following my website, which is still up today. It's not mine anymore. Lacey McEwen. Oops, hold on one second. Something under my feet that was so weird. Sorry about that. Anyway, she's got the website now. But when I started it, I wanted to do some parenting. I wanted to teach people how to use more natural things and use things around in nature to make, you know, whether it was baby wipes, whether it was skincare, lip balm, you know, that kind of thing. So there's there's recipes on there, and that's kind of what I got into. But I didn't do so well. I just wasn't really making it, and there was more to it, and I was progressing, but it wasn't going very quickly. So I had a friend who told me about, you know, he had somebody that he knew that was involved in a company that had a system, and it was a blogging system that would create, create traffic. It would create people that would come to your website, and that way you would get more business. That way you could influence and help give value to more people. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to look at this. And of course, that's where I'm at now. That blogging system is a phenomenal system that pretty much is a plug and play, do-it-yourself blog. And for people who have businesses, whether brick and mortar, you know, or whether you're online, it's just you need to be blogging. You need to be online. You need to be learning more about social media and more about the avenues that you want to take to create your traffic, have your traffic come into your place. So that's what I'm here to do tonight, and Dipo and Regina the same. We want to help you to answer that number one question that we hear all the time. You know, how do I make money? You know, and how do I make money online? This is another bigger question that we hear that you hear a lot. So we're going to be covering that. So I've got, of course, I always have notes. You know, my mind goes a million miles an hour in many different places. So I wrote down a few things so I kind of stay on task tonight so we don't wander off. And let me double check before I get started here if we've heard from Dipo. This time I learned from last week's adventure exactly what link to send him and Regina so they can get on easier than last time. And let's see. Sometimes I talk so fast I don't even recognize that you know, that I'm speeding up, so that when so that when, you know, he gets on, I'm all done, and we've got maybe 45 minutes, and I've sped through everything in like 10. You know, well, the reality is, it is pretty basic. You know, you're saying, how do I make money? And if we're just going to answer that question with the basic answer, then I would have to say, you sell stuff. Right? That would be the simple answer. But you know, that really isn't. For some people, selling is just, you know, makes you sweat, gets you nervous. And before Dipo comes along and we start talking about more of this, I'd like to just share with you, you know, if you're having trouble and there's times if you're feeling like the word sell or selling something is kind of even makes you queasy or something, then it's time to step back, because like I say every time, you know, we can give you all the tips, we can give you how to do this, we can give you, you know, hold your hand all the way through, but if you don't have belief, and if your mindset's not in the right place, you're gonna struggle, and you're gonna not see results. And I know that for a fact, because I've absolutely been there, and you know, for years, and just not seeing a huge progression. And it gets frustrating. So as far as selling stuff, I think the best way to understand, because it's an actuality that you're exchanging value for dollars. Somebody that you let's say, oh, I've got this beautiful brush that I could tell you about and what this is about. This is a dry brush. This is really good for your health. On another segment, I can tell you about the percent. So I've got this brush here, and it's of value to you. So if I say, maybe the value to you, I say, hey, this is $5. You know, I'm selling this for $5, and it'll improve your health, and I give you all the benefits or whatever. But you already wanted it. You know, you saw it. It was valuable to you. It may be worth $20 in value to you. You may, you know, really, really desire it. So for me to exchange this value to you for dollars is a win-win. It's a win. So, but the trick is, or if you want to call it a trick anyway, is to realize that you have a specific market because you have a specific purpose. Every one of you has a purpose for being here. So you have a specific market that you need to be working on. One of the biggest problems that I see is people trying to throw a net out and capture everybody. And you just can't do that. And you're not going to have the best luck. You're not going to be selling as a lot. You might get a huge list because you're just collecting everybody you can, but you won't make the sales. You won't make the connections and the close. You won't be able to close like you could if you're dealing with your specific target market. And so when we talk about rapport, if you're not sure who your market is, you have your product or your service that you want to give, but you're not sure really how to hone in on who your market is. There's some questions you can ask yourself, but I think one of the biggest, most important things to realize is that rapport with others is built a lot of times. I think the biggest key is people like them, or people like they want to be like. So that's just knowing that alone is a big step in the right direction. Another big part of rapport, and it's for me, I think it's, it should actually be up there on number one, is figuring out, like really listening and learning what your target market's problems are. So, for example, if you might be in relationships, that might be something that is your target market is maybe women and men that are divorced and going through the ups and downs of that. And so you might, so you're of course now you've got your target market, but you're going to be able to build rapport with them if that's, you've chosen that because of your own experiences and your own successes through that experience. So it'll be easy for you to connect with them. So most often online we're dealing with words, where we're doing like emails, and you've got your list and you're sending emails through an autoresponder. If you're smart, you set up a system to do that, and so you're sending words, So, but words, as far as communication goes, are only 7% of communication. That's such a minute amount. So your videos are going to be even more beneficial. People are going to see you, they're going to hear you, you're going to hear your tone, they're going to hear you talk really fast, but they're going to hear you talk really slow. If you have a high-pitched voice or low, all of that tone, gestures that I might make while I'm talking, to you, all those play a part. I mean, I've been online where I've seen people talk to you like this, and they are moving their hands around, and they're, all the way through the video, and that's or me maybe where I move a lot. I move a lot too. So a video is even a step further in communicating with your list. And I'd like to change list as we're talking tonight. Maybe when Dipo gets on, we can clarify that. But I have a friend, a really good friend, Paul Hutchings, and he says lists are people, and so he just calls them people. If you want to call them your contacts, because that's kind of what they are too. You've got your list of contacts and some are your friends and family, and some are your, other really responsive clients, subscribers, or people that either way, you can call them what you will, but they're human beings, and they're your friend. They're people that you want to build a relationship with. I almost said they're your friends, and I guess over time they are, but you definitely don't want to think of them as your best buddy, because as you build and develop and grow, you can't, they're not, like your buddy you're going to be like hanging out with, can't be hanging out with 2,000 people at a given time. So, but at the same time, then again, when I'm doing my videos, I'm feeling like you are my friend. So, and I think of you as that. So there's kind of that fine line there in our thinking process. But anyway, I'm going to check this phone here, and I actually have to take my contacts out, because I got got a little piece that like my contacts tore. They're like the daily kind you throw away, and a little piece got tear, ended up down in the bottom, just for a short bit. And what we're thinking anyway, going to the doctor, is that because they don't usually stay down here, they'll roll up to the top of your eye, just if you wonder. But just for FYI, it clogged. There were some ducts that were clogged down there. Some not ducks, quack quack, right? Haha. But and so it's been really tender and sore there. So I'm having to not wear my contact lenses for a while. So let's see. I think it was probably Dipo. If not. Okay, no, not Dipo. Haven't heard back from Dipo. So maybe he'll come on in the last 15 minutes, and I can just like turn it right over to him and let him take it from there, kind of thing. So, so back to how do I make money? Before we go more into rapport and responsiveness, I want to kind of jump back and say, you've got options. You've got like really 3 options that are really powerful. I mean, that are gonna, 3 options that you're dealing with. I'm guessing that you have a smaller list than you want, or you wouldn't be, working on getting more traffic. And that is that's a pretty common and large problem in the industry, where I got my window open, so stuff's gonna blow on me here. Sorry. Do that boy. You've got situations where you've got a smaller list. You want to get a bigger list, so you've got options. I wouldn't recommend paid traffic unless you're making really good money. But I would absolutely, and you have to be really careful with that too, because a lot of that is, it really is a scam. Where's the leads coming from? So you can make it without buying leads. You can definitely create, do your own with yourself, advertising yourself. So the things that you can do is you're either going to have to build a bigger list, and if you do paid and stuff, you're going to end up getting one or two out of 200 to join or to buy something. Or you're going to have to learn to get focused in on that list, even though it's smaller, and be able to sell more and close more to that smaller list. Or the other thing you can do, and this is the third thing, and that is to get on the phone with these people. When you have your autoresponder up, make sure you have your phone number on there. I have some friends that are affiliates in businesses and have their own entrepreneurial businesses, their own, and they have several phones that they keep, and they make sure and put those phones out there so that they can communicate with people. And that's a sure way to learn exactly what that person's struggling with, so that you can help solve that issue. And the thing is that as you connect with people and you send value to the list and you solve their problems, they're going to keep coming back. As you solve problems for people, they're going to be excited. They're going to be thrilled. I mean, how thrilled are you when you've solved a big problem that's been in your way? It's a great feeling to get over that obstacle and through it and figure it out. And there's something that you can turn around and do anytime you have any win whatsoever. There was a day when I was getting 18. I was trying a new Facebook strategy, and one day I had 28 leads in one day. That was pretty exciting. So you turn right around and give that out to everyone. Let people know what you're doing that's working. And that's totally adding value and helping them with the problem that they may have online. So, and that builds responsiveness. So when you're giving value and you're solving people's problems, you're building responsiveness. They're responding back, and you guys are responding to each other. So that's pretty cool. So we talked about a little bit about 7% communication. 7% is words. So whether you're talking to someone in person or whether you're talking to someone, through email, words don't always say it like it really is. So it's really important to know that it's even better to have more modes of getting to people. So social media, and again, back to the system that I was talking about, the system that Dipo and Regina and I are using, that blogging system. It has again, plug and play, so that you can select on there whether you want your blog to already go to Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, Blogger. There's just a whole list of them. I haven't actually used every single one of them. But what it does is I write a blog up, and that's even amazing how the system works, and because it's very simple. And then there's a button at the bottom that says, hey, you can hook in. Do you want this to go to? You can preset it up. Actually, that's what I did. I preset mine up so that it has my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Blogger. And it'll just automatically send out, when I post my blog, it'll automatically send out a hashtag and picture and that to all those things that I put in there. So each time I'm not going through. Originally I used to have to do that, was to go through and okay, now I'm going to take this and copy it, and then I'm going to go put it over here, and I'm going to take this link and I'm going to go over to this place, and then I'm going to say something on Pinterest and put this here. You don't have to do that. So that makes it very simple. And then you're getting yourself out there in different methods and different angles, different perspectives, different people. Different people go to those different, some are in several, but a lot of them have their own, one that they really like and that they'll get on more often. So, so the other thing I was thinking of doing is talking about, and I was going to look up some even, because if you're like me, you have some other people writing you. Brendan Burchard is somebody that I love to read. He gives a great amount of value, and you guys probably heard that ding, huh? Hold on one moment. Let's see if that's Steve, because he hasn't gotten on yet, and it is almost 5:30, huh? Oh, I got a friend that's going to be turning 60 here, and her daughter is so cool. She's got her, again, social media is amazing, right? So she sends out Messenger to all the list of people that she has that know her, and so that my friend, this is her daughter, so my friend can't see it, and we've all sent in, either sent cards or sent letters through the email or sent a message back to wish her happy birthday so she can compile them all and she can make a book. So that's who that was. No, Dipo, darn. So back to what I was going to, okay, so what I wanted to talk about was when you are creating content and you're developing your autoresponder, you've got letters that are going out on a daily basis. And if you've got it going good, you've set up some stuff so that you don't, the days that you want off, you've got something that's going to go out on that day. You can set it so that it goes out on that specific date, which is wonderful too. And then, but what I wanted to talk about was the different headlines for your capture pages, for your lead pages, for your subject line that people are going to be wanting to open. So, okay, Deepo's going to get on here in about 4 minutes. So, anyway, so okay, so headlines that you can put in. One of the great something to think about when you're, how do I say it, in your company or in your business. If you're in an affiliate company or you're in network marketing or direct sales and you are not making it, look around and look for those that are, and you'll find there whether it's the product, the company, or not, because most often there's somebody who's making it, and you can't blame the company or product at all. So we've got a guy that just came in, Paul Garner, and he, well, not just came in, but he's newer, and even in his newness, he was signing up, like, I mean, 1 month he had 90 new people coming to join him on his team in the company. It's pretty amazing, and those results aren't typical, and you can look at actually income results at empowernetwork.com/income, because the company totally puts that out there for everybody to see. It's updated on a daily basis, so you can see what the incomes are, so that you know possibilities. And I tell you about the 90 people that he sponsored, that joined his team in just 1 month, to not just to impress you, but to help you know what's possible, because it absolutely is. And I keep seeing it happen, and even for new people. And for him, it was his target market who he chose. It was perfect for him, because people, you will get rapport with people that are like you, right? Or that people that want to be like you, and vice versa. You want to be like them, people that you like. So he hit one of the headlines I wrote down, which is one of his, is discover how this 26-year-old went from annoying his friends and family to automating his business online. And again, when you have a system that's working for you and it's automated, you don't make a list of friends and family. You don't chase people around in Walmart. You're not doing that kind of a business. That's really old school, and it doesn't work today. And you can't make 100 calls to get a party going, to have an in-home party either, because people really don't answer. Even your best buddies don't answer when you call them, right? You end up getting like a message that says, I get this a lot, and I actually do it. I gotta admit, I do it. I do that too, where when somebody calls me, if I'm really busy and I can't just answer it, there's a button I can push that says, can't answer, text me. That's a little message shoots back to them. So sure enough, they text me, and then I can read and look at it when I get a second there. So, I mean, communication really has changed. And like I said in part 1, the real question is, are you open enough, and are you changing with it? And, we're looking at how it is now with all the social media and the way phones work. And you can't, you don't go door to door anymore. A lot of people are purchasing online. And Amazon's got those droids now that they're flying things to people's homes, and things are just changing. You can purchase groceries and stuff from Walmart now and have them delivered to your home. And like I did Petco dog food last month and saved money. I saved like 30% on my dog and cat food, and it came right to my door. So the exciting thing is what's going to be next. What's going to happen next, and are you going to be open and just know it's going to continue to change. So if you're marketing online, if you're a person with your own business that you want to build, you've got to be willing and open for that to happen. So something to think on. So okay, I got off on that. Sorry, because I got off on that subject because the automated business systems, and that's what Paul was using, and it was working well, and he didn't have to chase friends and family. So what are some problems in the marketplace? What are some problems out there? I mentioned one where people are, going into Walmart and trying to or calling on the phone, getting tired of calling on the phone and not having results, and not being able to do those home parties. Or heck, some people travel. They do a lot of traveling. They're spending a lot of time. I know I did this with the company I worked for. Gosh, it's been over 15 years now that I worked in this company that I won't divulge that, but going to do home parties. And yes, I would travel. First of all, I had to make 100 calls a day to get, trying to think what the actual numbers were. I can remember making 100 calls a day to get about 40 people and book 4 parties maybe, and end up having 1 or 2. So it was kidding. And I would go. I'm spending that time, and now I'm driving to those 2, or more. Some weeks there was up to 6, and I was driving to all those different locations, to those homes to do those parties. And sometimes it was great because there'd be 10 or 15 people, and it was just wonderful, fun to do. But for the most part, I'd get there, and there might be 1 or 2, maybe just the host. And so it got really frustrating to continue to spend that time. So there's another thing that you can solve somebody's problem with. What about an attitude? Here's one that if you have an attitude of, you might have people out there that are going, where's my next person that's going to get me rich? Who, they're looking for a specific, what they think is going to be someone who's going to make them rich, rather than giving value and solving a problem for somebody. But that's something that if you've been in network marketing and you're over 40 especially, you've learned that that's how to do it. That's what people, a lot of the businesses taught. A lot of people were going in that direction, and that's just not the way it is. And you do better by creating value. Who can I serve today, and how can I serve? Hey, all right.
Hi.
Hey, Dipo, it's good to see you.
Great to see you, Lori.
You made it through all the traffic and managed to get in a chair and sit and talk to us.
Yes, I did. So I'm excited. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me onto the line as well. Really appreciate it.
Well, it's good to see you. Hey, I just was telling these people that that when you got on, I would just turn it right over to you so you could share a little bit about yourself. I've got my window open, so it's blowing on me here, if you wonder. I've got special effects going,
I was like, wow, what is that? That is really cool.
Anyway, so yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. And I've been kind of covering a little bit about rapport, responsiveness, and relationships. And we'll just jump into that after you've shared about yourself and anything else you want to share with us.
Oh, wonderful. Laurie, thank you very much. I'm always excited. It's just like an honor as well at the same time to always be on the call with you, because you're such an extraordinary person, and I really appreciate that. My story started thousands of miles away, actually, and I typically like to ask the audience, especially the new people that may be on this hangout, and trying to find out, okay, what is this guy's story? Who is this guy? Who is this Dipo guy? Really, my story started, like I said, about thousands of miles away, and I typically throw this question. I say, how do you feel, or what do you do when you find yourself alone, cold, and thousands of miles from where you've always been. Because that was kind of the scenario for me in January of 2002 when I left my home country in Nigeria and I came to the US. Because I wanted a better life for myself and to create a better life for my family. And I came, Laurie, not being aware of the kind of change I was going to experience, right? I thought because I mean, growing up in Nigeria, you get to this is one of the things that some people don't. You get to build that tough skin, right? You go through sometimes challenges and situations, and you get built up for really anything that the world can throw at you. But I really wasn't built or I did definitely wasn't equipped for what I was going to experience because it was like living a warm climate that I was already always familiar with, right? And coming to an entirely different, going from over 100-degree weather, right, to below 0-degree weather within a span of 24 hours. So like I said, actually when the plane landed in New York, right, first fall, and they opened the plane and I could see vapor coming out of my mouth, it was really cool for me. It was a great experience. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. But by the time I finally got to my destination, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, for those who know the UPs, what we call them, of Michigan, you know that it's extremely cold. I mean, talking about minus 20 degree is typically the warm. Typically the norm in the January time. So that was an excruciating time for me because by the time leaving the airport, getting to the car, before I got to the car, my fingers were already getting numb. I could remember that day like just like as if it was yesterday. And as a matter of fact, I was wrapped up in blanket for 3 days. I did not want to get up. I did not want to do anything. I really wanted to actually go back. And thank God for my mentor who asked me a question. It was like, "Are there people where you're at?" And I looked around a little bit and I said yes. And he said, "They're human beings as well. They've learned to adjust. I'm sure you can do the same." And then I realized, oh my goodness, I'm stuck here anyways. But then being there for over 5 years, of course, I was able to adjust to the environment, to the culture, right? Because of a truth, yeah, we do speak a different kind of English in Nigeria, which is the British English, right? The American English is what's spoken here. So all that had to change for me, right? So I did come. So I went to school throughout my time here. Throughout my 5 years in Michigan, right? Because all that I was told was go to school, get good grades, right? So that at the end of the day, right, you can work for a job, right, and work for 40 hours, for 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life so that you can end up retiring at 40% of the income that was not even enough in the very first place. So that was all I thought. I thought that was the key to wealth. I thought, man, I was set. I was on the journey, right? I was getting my good grades and running towards it, right? It was not until my mentor asked me a question and or said this. He said, if you want to be great, he said, study great people. And I looked around and I said, oh, there's no great person around for me to study. And that was when he actually introduced me into my first book, which began my journey into personal development. And then I realized from going through the book, and you may be wondering, what book was that, Dipo? That book was called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad. And as a result of going through that material, I realized, oh my goodness, I have been lied to. There was a different kind of information that the rich people were sharing with their children that the poor and the middle class were not. It was completely different. I realized, oh my goodness, Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book, had talked about a quadrant, right? The E and the S side of the quadrant and the B and the I side of the quadrant. And I realized, oh my goodness, I am on the wrong side of the quadrant. I needed to make a shift and something needed to give. And that's when I realized I needed to own my business, right? Because what happens is that rich people typically own their businesses. They typically own their business, so they are not tied to a job, like the E and the S side of the corner. And you may also be wondering, what is the E and the S side of the corner? I'm going to leave that to your curiosity, and that's why I'm highly recommending that you get that book and you start to read it. The book is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, it absolutely changed my mindset, absolutely changed my life, right? So I realized, like I said, that I needed to own my business, Laurie. So by the recommendation, I went straight into real estate marketing, right? And into real estate, right? And failed at it, right? but I heard, I mean, you got to own your business. So I could not quit. I needed to own my business. If it was not real estate market, I need to go to I need to move to the next thing, right? I went into stock trading and options trading, right? I mean, lost thousands and thousands of dollars in there, right? And I was wondering what was the problem. Went into network marketing, right? And was failing and failing miserable at it, right? And I was failing until I connected with my mentor, right? I connected with a mentor and a system, a mentor and a system. Remember, I'm mentioning those two because that was that was what marked the change for me, right? Connecting with a mentor that could show me the right path that I needed to take to help me understand that I needed to work more on what was here if I wanted to succeed in my business, right? And to connect with a system, right? With a system that had taken all that are taking all the struggles away for me and help me to streamline the process to easily succeed, right? So I can tell you as a result of this that I've made thousands of dollars. I can tell you that I've been signed on the four major networks: ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, right? But I share this with you, not just to impress you, but to impress upon you that if it's possible, someone said this, if it's possible in the world, it's also possible for you. And just to let you know that if I can do it, you can do it, right? And I believe Laurie has shared a story with you as well too, and that I believe I'm familiar with as well. That if Laurie can do it as well, you can do it as well, and that I believe is why we are here to help you go through the journey to help teach you, to help provide value to you that can impact your life, that can help you so that you don't have to go through the hurdles we went through, so you don't have to go through the pitfalls, the potholes that we had to go through, right? Bruising ourselves and trying to pick ourselves up and try and wondering whether or not we could still go on, but having to go to keep going up because we believe there was better things waiting for us, right? So I believe that is why we are here to help connect with you, to help align with you, right? To serve as a mentor, to provide a system that can help you to get to the destination, that can help you to get to your expected, which I believe is to have more income for yourself, more income for your family, more income to do the things that you want to do whenever you want to do it, right? With whomever you want to do it, right? So I believe that is why we're here. And Laurie, thank you once again for allowing me to share my story. I hope it would have I hope it impacts someone to say, wow, if this Dipo guy can, if this guy from coming all the way from Nigeria, right, can come can travel thousands of miles, right, just because he was believing for something better, right, and making things happen, right. Why not me, right? Why not me, right? Why not me? So thank you, Laurie, once again. I really appreciate it. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you, Deepo. I never tire of hearing the story, and every time I hear something different, I just am glad to be around somebody who's persevering. And I mean, it had to take some courage to do what you did too. Major courage. Come to a whole new a whole new place and a whole new temperature for sure. I get cold a little bit when you talk about it too, and I remember going from temperature to temperature and feeling that. And but that's it's amazing. And the other thing that I heard along the way this time was you didn't just listen to your mentor, but you acted on what your mentor was telling you to do, and you went out and found, got the information that you needed. You got educated. But the other part too, we hear knowledge is power, right? But knowledge in action, you actually became wise. You put it into action and stepped out, and I think that's awesome too. And then reading too. You're reading books. Leaders are readers. This is a great thing to do. And I was moving stuff around today, and I found this book. Guess which one? It's called The Cash Flow Quadrant. Rich Dad's Rich. I think it might be the second one after the Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, it is.
So, which
It
is
is.
excellent, excellent. So, and then his wife now has written a few, like It's Rising Time, I think is the one that she wrote for the changes that are happening in our, in our entrepreneurship, in our investments, because a lot of things just continue to change in that area too. But so I'm just thrilled to be around you and to get the chance to know you, Deepo, because you're awesome. Taking the right steps, and you definitely are someone for me to surround myself with.
You can tell by looking at the libraries of leaders, right? you showed me your book, right? And
Oh yeah.
here's mine as well, too, right? It shows that we're not joking around, right? I mean, just for the listeners listening to us, we're not just coming on a hanger and just trying to blow smoke, right? We are telling you that we've gone through the experience, right? We've learned from those who have succeeded before us, right? From those who have gone through the hurdles, right? We've learned from them as well, even though we've gone through our challenges as well, and we are here to help lift you up, right? And that is why we're here to impact you, so that you can have a better life. You can enjoy a better income that you desire and that you truly deserve. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah, and I think a lot of us, a lot of people out there are just that you're struggling, and you want to have more people coming into your business. You want to have, if you had a brick and mortar building, you want more people coming into your store, and that's kind of what we're talking about tonight is how to build that rapport and responsiveness so that list can grow. Or if you have a really small list, like I was telling them, Depot, if you have a small list, then you need to learn to build that rapport with that small list so that you can exchange that value for dollars, uh, even with a smaller list. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Should I give a summary? Kind of, maybe I should tell you what we've kind of covered already. I
Uh,
didn't.
well, I can just follow along as we go. I think I can tag along. I mean, if you want to just tell me, that's fine. But I think maybe for the sake of our listeners, maybe we can just go ahead, so that they're not bored that I just that I'm just jumping in. They're saying, "Oh, I already learned this. Let's go, let's go." So I'm ready to jump in as well, too. So.
So I was talking. Let's see. When you jumped on,
Mhm.
I was just talking about making sure that we aren't throwing a net out to just everybody, but that we have an actual target market that we're building rapport with, and covering maybe some headline ideas for people, because building rapport is really about figuring out what their problems are and solving them. And we can't just take a guess. Well, we could take guesses at problems and start solving them, because we might be pretty close to right. If we're in the same industry, like Depot and I are, we're all in the same industry, we could probably guess, like I've been talking about different things already
Mm.
that are pretty common problems that we'll have. Like I was telling about, travel time, if you're doing in-home parties, your phone call time, your drive time, getting to the parties, and not having a big turnout, and you're spending a lot of time. So that could be definitely a challenge that you could solve for people. Um,
And Laurie, not just even the time they're wasting driving around and all that. And how about maybe hotel meetings, the amount of money they pay for the hotel, right? Just to see three or four people show up. I mean, I think I remember one of our mentors actually said. He hosted they ended up he actually went about the city, right? He went about the city. He's small town in Alaska, right? He went about the city, trying to get everybody that he knew, his friends and his families. He called around, and they just did a massive all out invitation, right, to people, calling them and say, okay, all right, we're gonna have this meeting, right, and where we're gonna show you how come I'm successful, because he was already successful, right? He had actually been doing it on the internet, right? And then his mentor told him, okay, all right, you need to be building it the old school way. You gotta do the belly to belly. I think is what they typical, right? Do the belly to belly thing, right? Because that's what works. Let's go for it. And he was trying to be someone that listens, right, to your mentor when your mentor talks to you, right? So it was like, okay, let me go for it, all right. So he went to his hometown with his and met his own body there, and then they went around trying to calling all the friends, all the people that they knew. I mean, even the person that he had gone to gym with, right? And they were like, oh, we'll be there and all that. And I mean, after all that, right? Imagine what happened. Only four people were present, right? Himself, his buddy, the taxi guy that had brought him I think that had brought him from the airport actually to his home, and just one other person, right? Imagine that after calling all so many people, right? I mean, the time you took to call, right? I mean, driving around, I mean, looking for people, I mean, all that. So you're not just wasting time, you're wasting money if you're not doing it the proper way, if you're not doing it the I think it's time, Laurie, why don't you agree to leave the old school way, the 90s way, right, for a much better way, right? With the with the invent of technology, right? I mean, there's a certain way that you can do things, that you can get the results that you want in the faster time possible than doing it the old way, that stresses you out, and that wastes your time, and also your money. So I believe a lot of people can learn a lot from this.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. I mean, we've got so many tools now right at our fingertips to make everything faster. You
Mm.
know, you could almost get caught up in just looking at all the fancy new tools to use, you know.
Yeah, that's
So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Not just time, but money. You're wasting money when you're um, doing methods that aren't serving you.
right.
Really important.
And really, that's kind of like one of the things we do in our industries. We try to address those problems, right? The problems that the average network marketer has, the average the regular problem, right? You know, like we say, when you're
Yeah.
sitting at those home parties, right? I mean, I don't know if we probably even talked about this, inviting strangers, right? People you don't even know, right, into your home, right? And you have no idea what they think, you have no idea what their mindset is, right? Bringing them to your home, to your family, and to your kids, just in the name of making a sale, right? Or just in the name of selling a product. There's definitely there are definitely better ways to go about it, and if, as marketers like us, right, we speak to that problem. We can address that problem to help people understand that there is a better way, there is a better solution, right? And doing it on the internet and doing it in a smarter way will help them to get the results that they want in their business. So addressing the problems that people are facing in your industry, say in a real estate market, right? You're a real estate investor, right? What are the kind of problems that your people are having, right? Maybe what to look out for when you want to get a home, right? I mean, what are the hidden things that the sellers don't tell you, right, or that the sellers try to keep away. By the time you begin to educate your buyers, right, about those kind of things, your buyers are going to look at you and like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. Wow, wow. I mean, this real estate this realtor. Oh, I was talking about real estate investor. This realtor, let's get this realtor that's telling me about this and that. Man, I really appreciate that value. I mean, he's very knowledgeable. I believe he's the right guy to talk to in terms of houses to buy. And then what do? They align with what with the realtor, right? To help them to find the right home. That's because of the realtor was there to help educate the buyer just of what to look out for. So the buyer views him as a better authority, right? That can help guide him into making a better decision. I mean, by doing business, of course, with the realtor ends up getting his commission of the sale. So it's all about, like Laurie said. I mean, this is what we do in order to build rapport, right? You know, I mean, this was a realtor that didn't know the bar, right? But then the bar felt so close to him, trusts him because he was able to deliver value that helped educate the buyer, right, about what it is that the buyer can be looking for, how the buyer can have a better experience, right, in the journey. So like Gloria is saying, that is all that we do. If you want to be successful, you want to build rapport, you want to build responsiveness, you want to be able to position yourself in a way where you can address those problems that your marketplace or your niche may be having, so that by doing that, they begin to like you, they begin to know you, right? They begin to like you, and they begin to trust you to help direct and guide them in what they should be doing in their business. Back to you, Laurie.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it kind of comes down to you're talking about the realtor, and I'm thinking if you walked around saying, you know, hey, you want to buy a home? Hey, you want to buy a home? Hey, you want to buy a home? You know, you're not going to get a lot of people that are going to go, oh, yeah, yeah, I'll buy one. And I'm telling you, if you're walking around like that, the ones that might say yes are probably going to go, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to buy it from you. You know, it's just being so weird. So, but to come out and say, like you're saying, you're giving value on maybe not just what the tips and things like that, but like I can give a really good example because I was kind of looking at selling my home because the market's on the rise, and um, I had one realtor that was already sending me. She sent me a list of tips, things you can do to improve your home without any cost that will raise the price of your home when you sell. And then the next thing she sent was a list of the prices of the homes in my neighborhood to get an idea of that. And so, I may, and then of course, I might get a postcard from someone that says, I want to sell your home. And out of the two, I would much rather trust and go with the gal who's giving me value, giving me tips and things like that, rather than, hey, I want to sell your home. Hey, can I sell your home? Or that kind of thing. So it really makes a difference.
Yeah, that is definitely powerful. I really like that example, and that is true. That's really what you find out that people who take the time to communicate with you in terms of value, rather than man, don't you see on the internet where people are posting, and if you're a listener, we love you, we appreciate you. If you're one of those people spamming Facebook, if you're one of those people spamming the internet wherever you can, dropping doing drop cards and all that stuff, say join my business. You need to understand we're in the new era, right? You need to understand that it doesn't work that well, right? It doesn't work that well. Stop spamming other people's Facebook wall. If you're the person, right? We are lovingly saying that to you, right? And stop doing things that do not add to the value, right? That do not add value to someone else, because that does not build rapport. Rapport is very key in business growth, right? And unless you can do that, unless you can establish rapport, and if you may have listened to uh, one of our trainings, I think last week or the week before, and you're like, trainings? I didn't know there are trainings. Yes, we do trainings like this every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? So you want to make sure you're always here, right? So this is a little plug-in, right? A little plug-in to advertise what to advertise this, right? And there's no cost to it. It's free because we care about you. We are doing what? We are adding value to you. See, so by us even adding value to you, it seems like I keep jumping around, right? But I'm trying to bring everything into a cohesive thought, right? See, by us adding value to you, right? You're feeling relaxed. You're feeling easy, right? You're like, wow. Dipo seems to be in the ring, on my side, right? Cheering me on. Lori seems to be here. I mean, dutifully at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Thursday to help support my business by teaching me things, giving me value of things that can help my business. Wow, I really like these people. I would like to work with them, right? That could possibly be your thought right now, right? And that's because we are giving you value, right? Value of things that can add that could help help build your business, help take you to the next level, right? And I was talking about stop spamming links, right? Stop spamming links if you're doing that, please, on Facebook, because it doesn't take you anywhere. You may have said to yourself, "Wow, I've been spamming and spamming. No one is joining." Yeah, that's because you're not adding value. So we're bringing it back to the same topic, right? If you want to build rapport, if you want to build responsiveness in 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 in, in in the lives of other people, right? You want people to begin to, like we said, know you, right, like you, and trust you enough to want to do business with you. Then you must be providing value, right? Just like Laurie talked about the case of the realtor, right? I mean, she's already felt warmed up to this realtor, even though maybe I don't think she's probably contacted the realtor before, right? And I don't think the realtor particularly knows Lori at all. But she's already felt warmed up to this realtor to say, man, selling my home, yeah, I'm definitely, I think I'm more inclined definitely to go with this realtor. And that is how it is, right? Decide today to begin to add value to the lives of other people. In saying you're a network marketer, right? I mean, you're selling Avon, Mary Kay, all that, right? What does, I mean, around your business, what do you think your Avon product, what do you think it does, right? I mean, not be, of course, I don't have details of my Avon. I'm not a woman, right? So, but let me go.
Oh, I'm ready to hear this. I was like, my ears were perking up to hear what you were going to say next.
But I'm guessing Avon is into maybe eyeliners or what do you call it?
Mascara?
Yeah, mascara, exactly. Yeah, what does that do? I mean, what kind of maybe the mascara helps build the lining by the eyelid or whatever. What kind of education can you give, right? By helping your followers, right? Your potential list, right? Your even your friends and family, whoever is around you, by helping educate them, right? On the benefits of having a mascara, right? I mean, they're gonna be able to say, wow, okay, wow, this my friend, my brother, my niece selling this Mary Kay. You have to forgive me, right? I'm giving this like, example of the cuff, right? This my niece selling Mary Kay to me. I mean, she's just educating me about why it's important to have a mascara. Wow, I didn't know that. And by doing that, by educating your aunt, right, or your yeah, by educating your aunt will be like, wow, okay, maybe I do need a mascara. But as a result of that education, your aunt will be more warmed up to buying from you rather than chasing Aunt Betty with a stick and say, Auntie, you gotta buy from me. Come join my business. I've got this Avon product that's gonna help you give you the best mascara ever, right? You know, instead of running after Aunt Betty trying to push Aunt Betty to buy from you, why not educate on the value of what Avon provides, right? And not just to just go blatantly to tell them to buy from you, but rather to educate on the value of why your product is valuable to your marketplace. So enough of my Avon
So,
school. I'm not an Avon rep, please.
I know, I know. I was like, okay.
So
So tell me
don't ask for
some
my
homework.
Avon link or anything like that. But
I know
over to
my mom was an Avon lady
oh wow.
when I was growing up, and she had this big, it almost looked like an old-fashioned sewing machine case. But she would open that up, and it would have all of these lipsticks, little sample lipsticks, and all. I thought that was so cool. And she'd, head off out the door to her parties and stuff, and have women over to our house for parties too when I was little. So,
Wow.
but maybe some homework for you out there. We're talking about what to do, what we don't want to make this a what not to do, but you can go ahead and make a list. We've been talking about, he just was already able to bring up a problem or a challenge about mascara. There's, what's the benefit to it? Well, if you've got people that maybe their mascara is really runny, or it makes all these black marks underneath or whatever, you could come up with your own challenges for whatever it is that you're going to be giving to, what your value is and what your product is. So that's what I would recommend homework wise, is to just take time and sit down and write out some of those possible problems or challenges that your subscribers or clients, your target market, are going to have. And then you'll be ready to create solutions, and that will create your auto response. That'll create your emails. That'll create your videos that you want to do, to get yourself out there. So there's another thing too, Dipo, that I was thinking too, and like I said, I don't want to make this a don't do this night, but um, you'll have people that say, and you'll see this kind of like the spamming thing, where it's like, you know, put your email in here and you could win a free iPad or free whatever. And there's a lot of people out there that will do that, and create free gift offers that are, I don't know, I want to say gimmicky. I guess if you're the person with the iPad, you're the iPad company, that absolutely makes sense. And from time to time, you can have a contest and maybe offer that. But when you're always giving freebies away, a lot of times the people that are going to come to you are people that want things for free. And I got to say, for me, I give away, like I may offer a free list of this, or maybe 3 videos in a row, a little mini series and things like that. And yes, you will have people on your list that are going to be continually coming back because you're giving away this awesome free information, and they're some of them, like, will keep watching your videos because of the content that's in them, and it's very helpful to them. But what I mean was, do you know what I'm talking about, Dipo? Like the people that it's just free, free, free. I just want to get that stuff. I want to win. I guess it's a different kind of mentality that I'm talking about. You have to be careful not to put yourself out there like that, or you'll just draw in those free people.
Yeah, I definitely connect with what you're saying, Laurie, and that also connects with, now people end up buying. We didn't talk about this, but a lot of people, especially in network marketing, they buy leads, right? They buy leads, right? And these are usually leads of those kind of people, right? That you just talked about, where maybe they were just surfing the internet, right, and just trying figuring out, oh, okay, what party am I gonna go to, or what's going on late at night, and then they get a pop up that says, wow, win a free iPhone, or free this, and then they just put their email in there, right? You see, they end up filling so many surveys, they don't even know when they eventually filled a home base, supposedly a home base opportunity, and they try to put their information there, because all they're thinking is, man, I gotta get this iPhone, right? I gotta get this iPhone, right? And people buy leads, right? People buy leads that are usually filled with this kind of people. And that poses as a problem, where they're not targeted, like you're saying, they're not targeted prospects. They're not people that actually want what you have to deliver. They're not people that are interested in the case of a realtor, right? They're not interested in buying own homes or selling homes, right? Or they're not even, in the case of Avon now, they're not interested in the makeup, right? I mean, a guy wants an iPhone, right? What is it doing on your, well, yeah, what is it doing on your list? What is it doing on your list? I just gotta ask that question. What is it doing on your list of people you need to call, right? Or because you purchased the list of people you need to call to talk about Avon. Come on, I mean, why would they go ahead and buy from you, right? You see, so that's the problem that people face, especially network marketing, buying leads, right? Especially these are leads of people who are not targeted, right? And that's what you don't want to do. It's important that you get targeted lists. And how do you get targeted lists, right? By providing value, right? By by by, for example, having a blog, right, where you are sharing your ideas, where you're sharing your ideas about the beauty of makeup, right, or the beauty of mascara, right, or educating, and people who are online and say which mascara is the best, or something like that. I hope that's a question. Yeah, which mascara is the best, or what kind of mascara should I go with? Guess what? Because you've built a blog system, right, where you're educating people about mascara, and the best mascara, or the content of the mascara, or which mascara is the best. People will find your page, right? And those will be what? Targeted prospects. Why? Because they are looking for a mascara, for the right mascara to buy. And guess what? And since your website, right, is all about giving content, I'm sure on your page, if you have the right kind of blogging system, right, if your page is fully decked up, right, somewhere there would be, even maybe in the post that you're writing, there will be a link of where to check out mascaras, right? The right mascaras. And guess what? Because the person was already looking for mascaras, right? They would end up typically buying from you. And that's how you find targeted prospect. Rather than people like Lori was saying, rather than people who are just filling surveys, trying to get something for free. And usually those kind of people, like Lori was saying, and I totally agree, they are not targeted prospects. They are not interested in buying. They're just people looking for freebies, right? And that's not why you came into business. You are not a non-profit organization, and that's what I'm thinking, right? You're not a non-profit organization. If you're a non-profit organization, I'm sure you can build your business a better way. But I believe you are here because you want to make profit in your business, so you can take care of yourself, so you can take care of your family, do what you want to do, whenever you want to do it, whenever you want to do it, right, at whatever time you want to do it. So you want to do it the right way. and the right way is getting the right people and providing value continuously to them until you can build that rapport with them, and they begin to know you from the information you're providing, liking you and trusting you enough to get your recommendation of what to buy to enhance and advance their life. So that's my story.
Cool, cool. That's yeah. That's on. You know, being honest and getting the people that, I, you know, you said just not just you know those people that are looking for what you have, but people that you can help. I mean, you can help. You can actually make a difference in their lives, and I think that's something that we need to look at. We have been sharing now, and time's gone over an hour. Even I'm excited to have been able to be with you, Dipo. We've gone through, I did a little bit of the mechanics at the beginning, kind of answered the question, you know, how do I make money? Kind of went through that, building, you know, the three options of either building a bigger list or getting better at the small list that you have in closing, and or making phone calls and actually talking to these people that are on your list so that you know what they really want. Those are some options you can use. Then we went through the different kinds of rapport and how rapport is different with tone and gestures that people make and tone. I mean, I already said that. Speed of the way we talk, or pitch. You know, some people talk really high. You know, and a lot of times if people are going to connect with you because we like people who are like us or people we want to be like. And so I hit on that, and then, gosh, I think we've covered a lot, and Dipo, you've given some great nuggets too for us. I hope you're taking notes, and I'm going to put this into action, because that's where the real power is when we take that action and make things happen. And so do you have any more that you'd like to comment on? Oh, I wanted to be sure and also say we are going to do same time next week. We're going to be here right at 5 again. Give you some more tips and training, and then the following week we will be at an event, and the event is in Las Vegas, and we're both really excited about it. The event's called Rise. You know, the last one was Unleashed. You know, we've unleashed the power of our entrepreneurship, and now it's time to rise. And so we are going to go ahead and we talked about this, Deepa, doing a hangout from there, but it probably won't be Thursday because everybody's coming in. You know, everyone's descending in onto Las Vegas on that day, so we'll all be coming in Thursday and Friday. There's an open time on Saturday, I think, that we might go for, but we'll keep you posted, and we'll let you know next week what that will be, so you can join us while we're there. And I think that'll be even more exciting. Maybe we might even grab some people to interview so you can see some of the other people and hear from them too. And so, but with that, thank you so much for being here. I know there's other places that you could be, and you are incredible for coming out and being here with us tonight. And I know that your business can just explode, and you can continue to do better and better every day in every way. So, Dipo, I'll let you say your goodbyes or give it a bow.
Oh wow, Laurie, really thank you very much for inviting me. I just want to applaud you once again for your consistency, and that's really because you care. You care about just coming here and just delivering the nuggets, delivering value, so that people who have taken their time as well to be here, just wanting to learn, can advance their lives. And like I said, that is why we are here. That is why we're here, to advance other people's lives. So if you've come here, spent an hour plus with us, I believe it's because you want to change your life, right? I believe you want to change your life. You may have tried so many ways. I mean, been burned so many ways. I mean, maybe you are stuck at a job, a dead-end job that's just consuming your time, keeping you away from your family, and you're saying if this could just be another way, right? And you've probably been on the internet and you're overwhelmed with so many things, right? I mean, trying to learn so many things. I mean, you probably bought products upon products, shiny objects upon shiny objects, trying to figure out what is the way, what is the way. Maybe you've lost so many, you just lost direction, right? And you're like, I'm just trying hard here. I mean, if someone can show me the way. Remember, I shared my story, right? It was a mentor showing me the way, connecting me to a system, right? That was able to turn things around for me, right? And that part of that is why we are here, right? Is to help lift you up, to help inspire you. And if you believe you've struggled enough, right? If you believe it's time to turn a new leaf, if you believe that maybe you deserve to have a mentor in your life that can show you the ropes, right? That can have a one-on-one session with you, right? And teach you what you need to do. You know what? Trust me, I've listened to other successful leaders, right? Who for you to connect with them, right? I mean, you have to pay multiple five figures to have a sitting session with them. Sometimes some people pay 25,000, some people pay 50,000 to be able to sit down and talk to these mentors to tell them some things that could advance their business. And what are we telling you to do? We are telling you that we are here for you. We can stand here for you as a mentor. If you would only do this, right? Click the link below. Click the link below and make a decision for your life, right? I believe it's time for you to make a decision, to pull out your card, right, and to say, I'm gonna go for it. Because you deserve to be successful in your life. You deserve to have a turnaround in your business. I believe you've struggled you struggled so much enough, right? That it's time for you to turn a new leaf, right? I believe it's time for you to make that decision. Pull out your credit card and click the link to join us. To join us, what happens when you click the link? When you click the link and you submit the you fill out the information at the next page, right? Once you hit that button and it's successful, what's gonna happen is you are signed up to work with us. You're signed up to work directly with us. And what is the cost? The cost is less than movie tickets. It's less than movie tickets for two. It's less than movie tickets for two people, and it's less than a dinner out, right? And we are saying that just for doing that, you're gonna gain some personal one-on-one time with us, right? On my own personal basis, right? If what I charge for my hour of time, right? And I believe Laura's as well too, if not more, it's at least $300 an hour, right? That's really what our time is worth, that and more, right? To have a time with us, but you're doing this for less than the cost of what it takes to have a dinner out with your spouse or your significant other. It's time for you to make that decision, to pull out your credit card and to click the link and to join us. By doing that, like I said, filling out the information, and once it's successful, you are enrolled in our team, and either we ourselves personally or our assistants are going to be getting a hold of you, right? And scheduling that one-on-one personal time with us, where we are going to be going through what you need in your life, in your business, no matter what business you're in, right? Mary Kay, Avon, Amway, Organogo, New Skin, whatever business it may be, right? Helping you to understand what you need to do in order to be successful. I mean, I don't think you can have it any better than that. And that begins with you making a decision and say enough is enough, right? I mean, one of my legendary mentors would say to me, he says, so until you get to that point where you say, I've had it. I mean that something's got to shift, right? Until you get to that point, right? That is when things can turn around for you, right? So pull out your credit, make a decision, pull out your credit card, click the link below, and get started with us. Laurie, once again, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to work alongside with you. I mean, you're an awesome business partner to work along with, and I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to see you here very soon as well too. So thank you once again, and once again, make that decision, and we'll look forward to welcoming you to the team and to working with you to help you get to where you need to go. Thank you, Laurie.
All right, let's do this then, and we'll see you next week. Bye
Bye.
for now.